Alright, everybody. Happy Sunday to you guys all. This is probably going to be around Sunday afternoon at this point in time. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock, almost noon here. Sunday afternoon, January 21st, 2024. Appreciate you guys for stopping in to watch this video. This is the first YouTube video I have posted in quite some time. We're going to start getting back into doing these on a daily basis here, getting you guys your weather information, what you guys need to go to get yourself out the door, to get yourself to work throughout the day. But as always, guys, I do most of my live streams on TikTok as of right now. Once we start to build our platform here, we'll start to transition the live streams over to YouTube. We'll kind of go back and forth, but I'll link my information as always at the end of the video description for TikTok and all that if you guys want to head to that to watch the live streams when we have severe weather coverage and stuff like that. That's where that'll be. But appreciate you guys, like I said, for watching this video. If you guys can all like it, subscribe, it would be amazing, guys. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get into what we're going to talk about. I'm going to try and make these videos a little bit more quicker and not too long. Some of them will just be long. I can't help that sometimes. It's just kind of how it is. But let's go ahead and get into this here. Um, we still have that Arctic air in place here as of right now. This is for our Sunday afternoon. You can see our below average temperatures here for most of the Midwest, into the Central Plains here, into the Southeast, down here even towards Florida, into the Northeast here. That is our big old Arctic bubble. We do have a ridge that's going to start to build over here into the west coast, I should say. Going to get a lot of rain and some showers and storms over there into California as well. Once again, we'll have those atmospheric river events kind of still start to settle up again. We'll be watching those later on this week. As this week goes on, we're going to start to watch that Arctic air move off. It's finally going to get out of here. We're going to be finally dealing with some warmer and above average temperatures as we start to go through the beginning of the work week. This will probably start here around your Monday, Tuesday timeframe. Monday for the Midwest, this will start to move into the southeast on Tuesday. As we get here into the Monday afternoon time frame, temperatures start to get more of a right at average, maybe a little bit of below average here. We are going to have a ice storm set up here over the Oklahoma. I hate when Bill does this. We will start to have those Arctic temperatures kind of linger here. We'll have an ice storm set up here over Oklahoma, a little bit of Arkansas, and into Missouri, maybe even into southern Iowa, I should say, here into Illinois and Indiana. We'll talk about that here in just a quick minute. But like I said, after that, once we get into our Tuesday and Wednesday time frame, and really throughout the majority of the week here, you start to see those temperatures really get to average, above average. You get a really warm trend here going on down here towards the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to have a flash flooding event potentially down here as well throughout the work week. And then we get to get that Canada Arctic, not the Arctic, but that Canada high up there that'll help, really set up that warm air here that we'll be having in the southeast and the northeast through most of the work week. Even until we get into the next weekend, we'll talk more about that here in just a few minutes. But I think by the time we get to Thursday, Friday, we're really going to have our temperatures maxed out at what our highs are going to be. We're going to have highs in the 50s, the 60s, 70s, maybe a couple 80s down here towards the most southern part of Texas. We'll be watching that as the week it closes out. And then the warmest of temperatures move off the East Coast here onto our Friday, the Northeast up here into the East, getting into that 26 to 20 plus degree above average temperatures. We'll be talking about that as the week goes on with these future videos. And it lingers around, guys, into the weekend. So this week, besides all the rain that we're going to get here into most people's backyards, this will also be a huge warm-up trend from what we've had just over the last couple of weeks. For most people in the United States, it has been cold. It has been miserable. Here in Western Kentucky, if you guys don't know, I just moved to Western Kentucky. Our highs and lows have been sitting with the single digits and low teens. It has been miserable. We've had some snow back and forth with across the last couple of days, so it's been a disgustingly cold mess, and I have not had fun with that whatsoever. Especially, I'm currently marathon training, so it's not been a joy to have that. But as we get into the work week of the following week, beginning of February, temperatures become more neutral across the board. We'll watch this as we get into way later next week. We'll talk about that later on. But the overall trend, like I said, guys, warming trend is what we're going to see. I'm going to pull up the air temperatures here so we can just kind of get an idea of what we could be looking at as far as our trend goes with the temperatures. You can see that cold air still lingering through Monday, parts of Tuesday, getting into that cold air as well here. We can see our 30s, starting to finally get into the 40s in some areas here, into the Midwest and Northeast and Southeast, down here into the Gulf of Mexico states where that flooding event is going to start to take place later tomorrow. We'll start to have our temperatures rebound in the 50s, upper 50s, 60s. Let's see some 70s at some point, getting back into that comfortable trend here as we get into down here into the end of January, beginning of February. And as we go throughout the work week here, you can see those temperatures getting into the 40s, getting into the 50s up here into the northeast, into the plains as well. We will have another colder air event here start to lift or start to push its way in from Canada here into the west coast, Colorado, Montana, all of you guys over here on the west side getting cold again. So we'll have a building warm sector here with a ridge set up here over the southeast and midwest and into the northeast throughout most of the work week here. Sorry, guys, that pops up a lot when you click on something. We could be pushing 70s for a lot of people here into the southeast. If you're on the east coast from South Carolina, Georgia, maybe even in North Carolina down into Florida, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. Some of you guys down here towards the Gulf of Mexico could be seeing those 70s, could see some low 70s potentially for some people down here in the Gulf states as well. But that's going to help increase that thunderstorm activity that we'll talk about here in just a minute as well. But like I said, guys, that warming trend is going to continue. We're going to be seeing that as we get through into the next weekend. This will be, the last weekend of January. You can see more of that neutral pattern setup. We're above average or right at average for most people here in the southeast, the Midwest, into the Ozarks here into Dixie Alley as well. But like I said, we don't really see much of a cold trend, really take over again, potentially maybe until later next week into the first week of February. We might have a little bit of a cooler blast, but this looks nothing to be like we just saw the last 2 weeks here into most of the United States, guys. It's been awfully cold. I know a lot of people are ready for that warming trend to start. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be looking at with our pattern. Okay. Like I said, there is our dip in the jet stream. You can actually see our ridge starting to take place here. We'll have a high pressure dominant here just for a little bit. And then it'll move off here to the east. It gets stuck off the east coast. But other than that, we've got our dip in the jet stream. You can actually see that high pressure, just a pocket of cold air just sitting here. Some of that cold air is going to linger, which is going to help set up an ice storm event here tomorrow for southern and central Oklahoma, northern Texas, a little bit of Arkansas. We'll have Missouri into this, Indiana, Illinois. We're going to show you guys those precip totals here in just a few minutes. But as we go throughout the week here, you see that ice. This is really going to start, I think, around tomorrow morning. We'll start out here as rain here into central and southern Texas. We'll get that ice event here into the southern Oklahoma area, Indiana, Missouri. Ice accumulations are going to vary as we go through the next couple of hours with those short range models picking them up. But I see this becoming ice and then changing over to rain, then maybe some wraparound ice onto your Monday night and into early Tuesday morning here. We'll watch up here for some freezing drizzle into just south of the what is that? Lake Michigan here. We'll watch south of that. We'll watch northern Indiana, northern Illinois here for some freezing drizzle. Could see some isolated pockets of a tenth or maybe a quarter inch of ice on your Tuesday morning as you wake up there into those areas. Other than that, guys, the trend is really going to be obviously, yes, the ice storm tomorrow into tomorrow night for our Oklahoma and Arkansas and Missouri areas and a little bit into Illinois. But we're going to have a flash flood event here, guys. It's going to set up over eastern Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama. Really, the whole southeast is going to see a pretty much a washout this week with that warm trend. So, yes, the temperatures are going to be warmer, but I think the trend with the precip is going to increase as well. We're going to have to worry about that flattening event really start to take place. We're going to have a couple lows that'll come through. I'll show you guys what the jet stream looks like here in just a minute as well, but just rain, 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 rain. It will not go away, guys. Monday through Tuesday into Wednesday, Thursday into Friday. We get a little bit more of a, what's the word I'm trying to think of? More of a defined low pressure system come through on Saturday, potentially here into the Northeast and into the East, Ohio Valley as well. It looks like Friday we might be done potentially with most of the rain. And we get a more organized low, like I was saying a few minutes ago here, or a few seconds ago, around the Gulf states here. We could get that final push of some heavy rainfall, maybe some severe storms. The severe side of this week does not look that intense as of right now. We do have a marginal risk of severe weather for your Tuesday. We'll talk about that here in just a minute as well, but I'm not seeing much as far as severe weather organization goes right now with this. Could see some snow showers here maybe with this low pressure into the weekend. That's still a little ways out. We'll watch that, and then you get that high pressure system that moves into the weekend here as well, and we get that cooler back to average trend. I think we'll go from above average to below average as we go through most of the United States through into the weekend of February, first week of February, I should say. As far as the trends go here with the ice, let's go ahead and pull that up here. Y'all just bear with me here as I transition. So yeah, total ice as of right now, the European right now has got the highest ice, obviously here into central and southern Missouri, northern Arkansas. We've got eastern and southern Oklahoma as well. Some of these people could see up to 1/4 inch, anywhere to from a 1/4 inch to a 3/4 of an inch of ice, up to maybe an inch of ice potentially possible. I think that's more of that isolated localized spot. But you guys can see the swath here of heavy ice from central and southern Indiana all the way down here to southern Missouri, eastern Oklahoma, northern Arkansas here as well. That's really what we're going to be looking at here. Very, very big ice totals. It only takes 1/10 of an inch of ice to accumulate on power lines and trees to break branches and to break power lines. And so we could be dealing with 3 times that, 2 times that, maybe 4 times that in some localized areas that see those higher pockets of freezing drizzle. But if you guys if you guys don't have to go on the roads Monday night and Tuesday, really through most of Tuesday, I'd wait for this to change back over to rain and try to melt some of this away. But you can stay out of work on Tuesday, this would be the best day to do that here into my Ozark people. This is, like I said, central and northern Arkansas, eastern and southern Oklahoma, and southern Missouri as well here, central Indiana as well, and Illinois also. Watching out for you guys. That is our ice. Well, like I said, we'll be watching this for the next couple of hours here. We'll probably post another video and do another live. We might do a live update today on TikTok to talk about this as well. So like I said, guys, I'll link that in the bio at the end of this video so you guys can go ahead and go over to that and follow that and make sure you guys get tuned with that. Um, but that's our freezing drizzle. And then our snow forecast, not a lot of snow with this, guys. I put in the thumbnail video potential snow up into the Great Lakes area. You can see some of that snow potential possible here. Not a lot with it, maybe 1 to 3, couple 3 to 5 inch ranges up here towards the Great Lakes area. Maybe Michigan getting the swath of 3 to 5 inches here in the central area. Maybe southern Wisconsin getting 1 to 3 here. We'll watch the snowfall forecast with this, but Pennsylvania, you can see an isolated 1 to 3, maybe 3 to 5 inches up here to New York as well. Massachusetts, Maine, your typical 1 to 3, 3 to 5 inch ranges. So this isn't a major snowstorm for you guys with that system moving off the East Coast into Wednesday and Thursday, but I don't see this being a huge blockbuster snow event for you guys at all. So we'll be watching that. The rain totals, guys, this is another thing. We're going to watch these rain totals very, very, very closely. If we do live coverage at all this week, like I said, that will be on TikTok, so make sure you guys, if you guys are on YouTube, you'll follow over there. This would be for the flooding and maybe an isolated severe weather threat. Let me pull up these total rain totals here. This is going to be all the way through. Let's just stop this till about Sunday here. You see the rain, guys. This also does accumulate with a little bit of the ice, but the precip that we're going to have for the Ohio Valley, Southeast, Gulf of Mexico area, the Ozarks here, guys, it's going to be pretty widespread. We're going to have some flash flooding issues, I think, as we go through the middle of the week here. And then once we get that bigger system, more, I'd say, organized system into Friday and Saturday, we're going to have this issue with some bigger rainfall totals. I would think somebody, wouldn't rule out somebody seeing up to 10 inches of rainfall. Could see higher that localized with some of these heavier pockets of rain that do fall. You can see the bigger areas are going to be, once again, into eastern Texas. We've got Louisiana, Arkansas. We've got over here even into another swath here into the southeast, South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, Pensacola, Florida, for instance. You guys, once again, getting into this as well. Panhandle of Florida as well, Mississippi, Alabama. I mean, I think everybody's going to see some type of rain with this. Kentucky getting into this, Indiana, Illinois. That's what we'll be looking at here. Some of these totals could be 6 to 5, 7, 8 inches of rainfall. This is something we'll watch with the short range models start to kick in here tomorrow and Tuesday. We'll update you guys with those shorter range models in the next video as well. But I just wanted to give you guys a brief summary of what we're going to be looking at with this. As far as the jet stream goes, like I said, we're not going to see a lot of organized severe weather with this at all, just because these low pressure systems aren't too defined. They're really, really weak in a sense of things. This is the 300 millibar jet. This is what we look at with the highs, the lows, the placements of what's our atmosphere doing. And so as we go through Monday here, you can actually see this is our first little system here that's going to pull in that Gulf of Mexico moisture. You got your dip in the jet stream, get that southwesterly flow here, more of a north flow, southwesterly as well. That'll bring in that first round of storms here. Not really expecting anything severe with this. Could see an isolated severe storm. We'll look at SPC here in just a moment as well. As we get into the Tuesday and Wednesday, this is your Wednesday, Thursday time frame. I would think if we're going to get any type of organized severe weather threat, it's going to be on Wednesday and Thursday here, and that would be for eastern Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, maybe southern Oklahoma here, but our low would be centered right there. It is a negatively tilted low, negatively tilted trough, I would say more neutral, but slightly negatively tilted there. You get that southwesterly flow that'll pull in that Gulf of Mexico moisture. Dew points will be cranking in the upper 60s, low 60s as well. So we'll have that. We'll have a little bit of instability down here into, I'd say, Louisiana, Panhandle of Florida, southern Mississippi, Alabama. Could see some severe storms on that side of things. We'll talk about that here, like I said, in just a minute as well. But all in all, though, I just don't see much of an organized severe weather threat. The models have been back and forth with this. As we go into the weekend here, that final storm will push through the weekend here. We might get another organized low. This one doesn't even look that organized as of right now, according to what the European is showing. And then we get to this trend into next week where we get another high pressure ridge that'll set up, and we could just see a pretty quiet first week of February potentially. We'll watch this as well to see, how that transpires. As far as the thermodynamics go, guys, National Weather Service here, no severe weather outlook for today. I mean, like there's no severe weather for today. Obviously, for day 1, day 2, there's that general thunderstorm activity for tomorrow. We could see thunderstorms here in eastern Texas, Louisiana, southern Oklahoma, southern Arkansas, potentially an maybe isolated strong storm or two. Not too concerned about that. We got a marginal risk of severe weather here, guys. Or damaging winds. That is going to be the main threat. Maybe some hail here into southern Texas. This is around Houston, Galveston, Corpus Christi area. Into the, what is this? I'm trying to think here as well. College Station, I believe, is in that as well. So we'll watch that. For you guys, San Antonio, Austin. Yeah, and then that general thunderstorm activity as well, all the way up here into Arkansas, southern Tennessee. You can get the general thunderstorms there with that. Could see an isolated strong storm or two. But we'll be watching for that wind threat for tomorrow. Day 4 through 8, guys, there's no predictability right now. Obviously, we don't have any type of crazy severe weather setup right now. But the National Weather Service does note there could be a minimal risk for severe storms potentially on Wednesday and Thursday. I think that area is going to be really, really confined down here to Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and the panhandle of Florida. We'll watch what SPC does with this. If this does get a slight risk or an enhanced risk, we obviously go live anytime we get those risk zones issued. Level 2 or higher, we will be live, as always. But as of right now, nothing with that. But yeah, we will be watching the flash flooding events. We will be watching for the ice storm tomorrow. We'll probably get on here, like I said, later this afternoon. I might post another video, or I might just talk about it on live stream. But other than that, guys, I think that's pretty much what I got to give you guys for the first video here. If you guys, once again, if you're coming from TikTok over here, make sure you subscribe, please. We're trying to get the subscribers going. We're trying to get this page up and going here. If you're finding me on YouTube, go find my socials. They are going to be linked in the bottom of the description in the bio as well. TikTok is where we typically live stream until we get most of my people to kind of switch over to here. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Everybody stay safe. Have a wonderful day. We will be on here for another video either tonight or tomorrow. I'm thinking it'll probably be tomorrow. We'll just kind of see how it goes. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Double tap that screen and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't. Appreciate you guys, and everybody stay safe and have a wonderful day.